Where did I even leave off? Well, that's not right. Sucks so hard. I don't remember anything. I don't even remember what we were working on. Flip recalculate intersect algorithm for conditions where entry height is higher than exit height. Add adjustment for center volume second degree equation. Oh shit. Oh fuck. This is gonna suck ass. This is gonna be like the worst stream ever. And my streams are usually terrible. We have to flip the algorithm. I already calculated that once. At least we got the Breath of Fire music. Okay. Exit mask X. This means we go straight through. What was that? Yeah. My parents came by and then I ate and then I was a little lazy. So we've got Y there. Hard mid Y. Oh, I shouldn't have left it so long. It's gonna be so hard to get back into. But it was hard when I left it. Jesus Christ. Why? Because it's late. I don't feel like it. So these two are different. So I think this side is the one that's correct. And here it's weird. Remaking Unity rendering? No, I'm raycasting. I'm rendering with ray tracing, or ray marching, or whatever you want to call it. So now I've found a voxel, and now I'm trying to make it have internal volume and give it shape. Once I find the voxel itself. It's the exact same, like there's no difference. I'm just using HLSL. I want to switch over to Vulkan later, but not before I finish getting this to work, so I know that it works. I mean, I can use Vulkan here, but it's not the same as working in Vulkan. Because here it's just interpreting the HLSL code into Vulkan. So, exit mask Z, ray step Z1. is the one that works. The other one is red. Is it not? Yeah. But this one has way more. I'm not sure I can figure out how to get back into this, but we'll try. No. I know exactly what's happening, it's just that the math is annoying. I did write the math down. It's right here. But the math isn't entirely solid. We've got some red there. We got some green stuff there. Did I never solve that? Is there a reason for making it from scratch? Yeah. Where else are you gonna find a ray tracing renderer? You just plug it in. Rendering with the ray tracing? Of course it supports the ray tracing. Not rendering with it. I mean, I'm using voxels to find color data. That's not something that engines generally support. I'm ray tracing inside of I have a sparse data volume, which first of all is not something that engines do. You have to write that yourself. And we're ray tracing through a sparse data structure so that we can I mean, yeah, from scratch, that's what it supports. It supports lighting and shadows and stuff. Of course, it has a lot of raycasting stuff. But this is not the same. This is more like teardown, if anything. I'm trying to do things a little bit more complicated than that. I kind of feel like starting down here with the exit. Or when we exit down. Because that's not quite right. That'll be up here. Here. Split it so we can see we're doing things differently down in the Z. So we're checking if the ray has crossed less than half of the voxel. And in this case, we are in the entry mask for ray step X. For ray step X equals 1, which means we are traveling to the right. And that means that when we enter a voxel, that's gonna be at 0 in the X. Yeah. I just lost my train of thought. This is too hard. Exit mask X. Here. No, it can't approximate it. But here I'm doing this solution and not sure I like that solution. Here I'm doing length to center. That sounds more reasonable. Yeah. Well, you have to know which side you hit, otherwise you can't texture it or anything. And we know which side we hit already, because that's how the DDA ray tracing system or algorithm works. So we know which side we hit, and then I need to take the side we hit, and then I step one more step, and then we know which side we exit on the voxel. And then we need to calculate first the voxel or the ray's entry height versus the volume of the voxel on that side, and then we have to check against the center of the voxel and see if it passes over the center, and then we need to check the exit as well to see if it exits, because then it might just exit if the voxel is low enough or the volume is low enough. But otherwise, if it finds, yeah, it's just trigonometry, yes. But then if it does hit something, we need to figure out where it hit. Because we can check the middle and see, yeah, we found something here, and then we can figure out where that point actually intersected with the volume. But we also, like the math is a little bit complicated because we don't just have we don't just have like a triangle. Yeah, I also have the smoothing, so I add a second degree equation in there to smooth out the curve, for example. Which I should probably do later once it actually renders correctly, but we'll see. Anyway, I get back into this and figure it out a little bit. Here I was trying to use length as a percentage. I don't remember if that made sense. But I like this better. Let's see. Length to center. Well, I gotta figure out where we are first and see what the hell is going on. Height adjust. I kind of know what's happening here. Which step is this? This is the midpoint. So we've already entered here. We're setting the midpoint. But here we're doing the percentage approach. Here we're doing the ray thing. Okay, so let's try skipping this value, I think. So like I said, I'm adding that the center has a volume and the edges have volumes, and I'm adding that center volume the closer we are to the center, using a second degree equation more or less. I have two different ways to do it, but I think doing that might be a little bit premature. So, but the reference algo, the Raycaster I'm using, or what are you talking about? It's called DDA ray tracing. But this step is completely free form. I'm already done with the ray tracing part. That is done. And it works. Now I'm just trying to render the voxel data in the way I want it to render. So what we're doing down here we were so close though. Here we're adjusting it based on the the volume we exit against as well. It has to be averaged by that. As well. So we get the ray direction to the center of the voxel, and then we get the length, and we divide it by a normalization value, which is, I think it's the length of 1 or something. I'm not sure. Or maybe it's the length of 0.5. And then we get the length to the exit volume. And if the length to exit volume is less than 1, meaning we are within distance of it manipulating the values inside this voxel, then we do exit volume times 1 minus length to exit volume plus Center times 1 minus length to center. Divided by 2. Yeah. And then we add this. Now this should be entry volume. And this should not be, let's see, exit UV. So that means, in this case, the entry volume would be minus 0.5, I think. Because here we're trying to find the center of the current voxel. And the position inside is always 0 to 1, so the middle is 0.5. So if I'm checking the voxel where we came from, then that would be to the left in this case, and that's minus 1 from the center then on the x, and that's gonna be minus 0.5. 0.5. That should make sense. And then we get a direction here. Does it make sense to abs the direction? It does. Because we don't care about the direction, we only care about the distance. Because since we are inside of a cube that is 0 to 1, if we are at 0, 0, and we get the direction to the middle, that's 0 0.5, 0 0.5. And if we then add those two values together, then we get that we are at maximum distance away from that. But that didn't perfectly make sense. That's why I've switched it over to using a length to add them together. Because it didn't quite make sense when you were like in the middle. In the middle of the edge of the voxel. So now we're using a length. Length to entry volume. Yeah, sure. And then this is clearly not finished because we're not using height adjust anything. We are trying to render voxels. This might... I think this down here is more developed. But it's the red that I'm rendering there. It seems broken too. There you go, voxels. This is their UV. Why? Because I want them to be smooth. That's the whole reason. No. I don't want squares. The squares is just the data. How we represent it is entirely up to us. But the cubes. A voxel is not a square or a cube. A voxel is just a point in 3D space or a sample from 3D space. Yeah, I'm not trying to render cubes. There was something with the algorithm that was wrong. That's what we had to figure out. And that's where I left off. Okay, so how do we do this today? How big should we make it? 16 or something, I don't know. No, make it make it 31. 31. And then we have the middle here. This is the mid section. So if I now put some volume in here, like that, and then we exit like that, maybe. No. But I only need to get one axis to work, then the other ones work as well. Because then I can just copy paste the solution over. So here, when we have a ray, we cast the ray in like this, right? And here, I think the way it works is we check where we enter, and we check where we end. And then you take take the entry point, subtract it from the... I think you subtract it from both of these. I have the math here. Could be that. But I wrote it nicer somewhere. Ray endpoint. Yeah, ray endpoint y minus entry voxel volume divided by end voxel volume minus entry voxel volume times end voxel volume minus ray endpoint y plus ray entry y. That gives us the intersection here. But this algorithm or this calculation only works if the entry point is lower than the end point. And that's why it breaks on the other part. The yellow is the ray, yeah. Because if you look at it here, you can see you have like that triangular shape in the middle. It gets brighter on that side and darker on that side. That's what happens when the algorithm is used on a side where that's the slope on the exit side is lower, because then it flips. The division doesn't work. I don't know what a cross product is. So I guess that's what we need to figure out. We need to figure out a new algorithm. For an array that goes like so. And this is This is why I haven't, like, I want to do this every evening instead of playing Minecraft, but this is why I haven't been doing it, because this uses more brain power than I have on a good day. Even less so when I haven't been sleeping. Yeah. And I still think it'll probably be... let me see. We're gonna get some actual numbers here. I've done this like 60 million times now, and I can never remember anything. Let's do that so it doesn't keep disappearing. So this is 22. Ray entry equals 22. If the algorithm works for the side facing the camera. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it works for this here. But it doesn't work for this. I've already done the math on that and confirmed that it didn't work. I don't remember how it doesn't work, but I remember that it doesn't. You get like negative values and shit. That's why here I tried adding, like I set, if entry height is less than Y height, then we do that, otherwise we do negative intersect. And this didn't work either. Even though the values were kind of in the ballpark, it wasn't in the ballpark enough. So, entry height equals 15. Ray endpoint. Ray endpoint equals 5. I think. The other way around. This is 2. That would be 1. Oh, it's so confusing. It's so confusing. The numbers. Because on one side they start from 1, on one side they start from 0. On one side I can't do... I can't get the middle value if it's not an uneven amount of values. How can an endpoint be just one number? It's the Y. It's the endpoint dot y. It's the height. All of these are just heights. Since it's the endpoint, it's either 1 or it's 0.5 or whatever, it doesn't matter. All that matters is what the height is, where the endpoint is. Hold on. Need to think with my brain. Is this is 31. And that means it's 30. Because this goes from 1 to 31. And we need it to be 0 to 30. And that means that all of these values are too lower. Right? And that is end voxel volume equals volume equals. Now, I think this kind of works until you get to a certain point along this, or like a certain kind of ray, and then it starts flipping out. But endpoint, it's going to be 3 minus 15 divided by 9 minus 15, and that's why it becomes weird, times end voxel volume 9 minus 3 plus 20. So 3 minus 15, that's minus 12. Divided by 9 minus 15. Minus 6. Times 6. 12 negative divided by 6 negative. That's 2 times 6. 12. Plus 20. So now we have 32. Which makes no sense. But the question is, can we just flip it instead? We should be able to just calculate it from the other side, right? We have everything. We have the ray direction, we have the exit point, we have the entry point, we have the volumes for, or the height for everything. We have the height for the exit point, the entry point of the voxel. So like we have everything that we need. So then how do we do it? We take this and we flip it so that the entry voxel volume is the exit voxel volume. Maybe. Ray endpoint. And then here we just do entry voxel volume or start voxel volume maybe. End voxel volume minus ray endpoint. My brain can't really comprehend the math today, so let's just calculate it and see what happens. The desired value is... it's probably roughly 12, 13 something. Going to be the value. I'm not sure which one of these pixels is the intersection. Three minus exit volume vox. Let's do ray start point there. So then it's 20 minus 9 divided by 15 minus 9 times start voxel volume. It's not called that, it's called entry height. Times 15 minus 3 plus 20. Plus 20. No. What if we try keeping this as ray endpoint? And it's gonna be 3 minus 9. And we can do 3 minus 9 divided by 15 times 13. See here, we kind of get 13. I had the same issue before where I got the value, but it was negative. But then we have to add a 20, and now we have 7. So... Mm-hmm. I'm not sure the ray entry is gonna make sense here. Offset in height from the ray start or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. My brain's not powerful enough right now. Yeah. I mean, it does if I remove the plus ray entry and I flip it so it's no longer negative. Then we have a similar value, but I don't know if it works wholly. Could try plugging it in. Maybe. But could we get a positive value straight away? That's another question. How can we flip this so we get a positive value right away? Can we do something like this? Flip the division entirely, like that? Yeah. Well, whatever. Let's just... Oops. Let's just see what happens. (15 minus 9 divided by 3 minus 9. Well, it's 3 minus 9. That's what does it. Minus entry voxel volume. Because we got the same value, right? Yeah, it's the exact same value. Didn't help at all. Wait, is this the whole... This isn't the whole calculation, is it? No, you need this. We're missing things. I keep forgetting that one. So this is a ray start UV plus calculation times exit UV minus ray start UV. So then you do it's gonna be 7. It might actually be correct that we get 7. Because 7 is then the X value that we get. And then we use that to calculate the ray position, and then we calculate the ray's Y based on that. So that looks correct, actually. And it might be here. Because this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is also a believable value with the ray entry plus. Once we add the that back in. So yeah, we're not getting the height, we're getting the X point. Yeah. Maybe. Let's try it. Let's see. So this here is the midpoint. This is where it doesn't work. So then we have to change this to this. Ray endpoint, that's exit. Entry height, exit. We don't have an exit height. Where are we setting entry height? Entry height equals Y height. So we need to set float exit height equals the exit height is simply the Y height. And then here we have entry height minus Y height. Entry height minus ray endpoint plus ray entry. That shouldn't be necessary. Here, set this as intersect. And we can see what happens, I guess. It's still broken. Great. It is the maths. It is absolutely the maths. It's the maths that caused this. The breach there. That. This is a math problem. How should it look? It should be smooth. It should not have a cleft in the middle that flips the values, because that's what it's doing. Like if you look, this is supposed to just be a smooth transition of colors, basically. It represents the height where we intersect. And here it just has a sharp split, where obviously the math breaks and it starts going from negative to positive where it shouldn't. And that's not good. Did that fix it? Or is it just displaced? Freaking green is in the way. I don't know, that might have fixed it. Can't see it anywhere. Ah, no. Now this is broken here. That ain't right. Why is it going up? Maybe I'm using the wrong corner somewhere. Let's deal with this thing. We need to copy component, paste. Weird. I don't know if this is right either, though. I'm still not doing anything with this height adjust value. And the Y height is just changed by the percentage. So let's try chilling on this. See what happens. Okay, now it's just flat. And my movement speed is too high. I don't know why my movement speed needs to be 2000, 5000. I'm a little bit confused about that, I gotta say. I really wish I had left me some kind of clues as to what the problem is here. That is special. Alright, dude. Oh, hello. Maybe it wasn't entirely wrong. Looking at it. It was actually connecting to that. We were just not seeing that properly. Move over to green, see how it looks there. There's some weird shit. Like it's black up there and it's white there. Still not quite right. I wanna mess with this bit. I remember this was like the last thing that I did, and I'm pretty sure it's not quite finished because the percentage. Yeah, I'll be right back. Very difficult. And this is a problem. It's the math is so annoying because I can't remember until the next time that I do this again. I feel like I have to figure it out all over again. I'm not entirely convinced this makes sense. The fuck should I do here? I get this. But do I do that plus length to exit volume times 0.5? And then what? Because we have the height adjust that we're not using. How is this done elsewhere? Like that. So this is gonna be y height equals y height times percentage plus height adjust. Times 1 minus percentage. Something like that. I don't like that. That means that it's not working. The black and the sharp line there. That's not right. And this here, I'm afraid doing this kind of just flipped where the problem is rather than fix the problem. You see now we have that, but it's at the bottom kind of instead of at the top. So I don't think the algorithm is sound. But what's fucking it up then? As you see, this is the height. Oh, that's why. So that's southwest. Is really the issue? Hello, Tulip. It's going terribly, terribly awful. Horrible. Still getting that. That's the north side. That's the south side. That's how this works. This is an east ray, so this is the west side. So that means that this is the north. No, that's the south side of the voxel. Right? Southwest, yes. So this is then southwest, southeast. So if this is going to go from using X here, then this is southwest, southeast. It should be. Exit mask Z. Do we keep getting that? Am I exiting this incorrectly now? Exit UVX. I think that should be right. Now we get that other issue instead. It's just not right. What did I change this from? It southwest, northeast. No, southwest to southeast before it was northwest to northeast. And here the midpoint is southwest, northwest. And the entry is... Well, yeah, this is where we are right now. This is wrong. Think? It shouldn't be northwest in two places here. Let's see, we... We enter southwest, northwest. Welcome back. So that means this is southwest, this is northwest, and it's supposed to go to east. Wait, where was it wrong? No. Not really. I think something is wrong here though. Here. Southwest, northwest, southwest. This should be southeast. Let's see if that helps anything. Maybe that helps us get rid of some of these issues. Still have that. And now we have weird shit going on. Oh, what it's doing there. And more weird shit. Weird shit, weird shit. This is wrong. Wait. That's not how we're doing things. Why is there so much down there, but less up here, but this one looks more correct? Anyhow. This is the midpoint. And this is supposed to be Z and Z. And then we go down here, and this is supposed to be X. But that's now northwest, northeast. Now we've added the problem more than ever. It's worse than it's ever been before. It's cool. And that is maybe not that strange. But switching these around doesn't feel like it helps. Because then you get a different problem. Like the previous thing is gone, like that's gone. But instead we get this. So you get like black up there, and then along the edge here you get very strange highlighting that shouldn't be there. So none of these algorithms feel like they make sense. It was the last bit of my tea, and I put cloves in my tea, and it just tasted like chewing on cloves. Cheese. I don't know if I would put that on this. I'm not sure what I think about this cheese though. Oh, math. Oh. Oh. May actually want to look at that Finnish guy's video. Oh yeah. Thing is, this is not part of the Ray marching or the voxels, really. This is like a final step. I can take a look. Oh, yum, 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 yum. Is this right at the moment? Did I fuck with it or something? Let's see. Ray endpoint. 3. Exit voxel volume. 9. Entry height 15. 9. Entry height 15. Ray endpoint 3. But I think it's not quite right. This is gonna be else if. This is if the entry height is greater than Y height. Then we do that. Else, we're gonna do the normal calculation, which still have somewhere. Try that, I guess. Oh, now we have 2 laser beams instead. We cured the darkness, but now the light has dominance. if you flip this around, we have darkness now. Yep, now we have total darkness instead. What does that mean? Why? Don't get what the rendering approach represents? I'm not sure what you mean. We've got reds, that's the north side of a voxel. We've got blues, that's the south side. We've got greenish, yellowish green, that's east side. We've got these are bluish greens, that's the west side of a voxel. And so here I'm just trying to... The green is just... This is what we're working on right now. World space. You mean... what it represents? I'm not sure what you mean. Literally just... This is literally just ground. Like, this is ground. That's what this is. Can do this, maybe. Let's see. That work? Okay, this looks kind of shit right now, but this is my world. Try that one instead. Okay, that's not right either. What about just... Just... color. God damn it. Oh yeah, that's because the mask is gone. There. There, now we have our normal voxels. Here we have a bunch of dirt voxels. They all have sides and stuff. And you can see them there. We can make it really big. Map height. Or view distance 12 maybe. It's gonna take a while to start though. Oh. Oh, that took longer than expected. I know that it's kind of slow now. Didn't think it was that slow. There we go. Go up, 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 up. There. Now we have, I don't know how many voxels this is. 12 times 8 times 8 times 768 times 4 times 8 times 8. Here we've got 150 million voxels. But yeah, the do all of this crap. Make sure to set this back to 1. 1 height, 1 distance. So like I said, red color is just the red, or that's just the north side of a voxel. That's where we've intersected the volume of the voxel, and this is the south side. So if we go and look at a voxel, this is a voxel right here. We can do this. There. Now you have voxel UVs. But if we look at this voxel here, it says voxel volume here. It says voxel volume center 1, southwest 0, northwest 0, northeast 7, southeast 7. 7 is maximum. And that means that here it's got non-surface blocks that it's aligned against. This one's center 2, center 1, center 3, 1, 0, 0, 0, 6 center. And the center is the main volume. That determines how much of the green we get here in the middle. See, this is center 1. Here we have center 3, it's a little bit higher. Center 2, a little bit lower. Center 3. Center 4, this one's kind of high. Center 1. Center 5. center 0. That one gets a little bit troublesome. And like I said, the green is our current intersection that we're trying to work on. And it's a combination of a bunch of different sides. Like here, you've got the internals of the voxel going like this, kind of. Right? So that's the exits. So I have to calculate the exit for when it goes down into the ground here. And this is the south exit, this is the north exit, and this is the exit on the other side. And all of those have to figure out the correct values to represent where it intersects with like the center. And this side has a height, right? And this side down here, or it's got a volume. This side has a volume of 7, this side has a volume of 0. So I just when the ray comes here and it hits like over there, then I take this Z value, which is this is Z. So I take that Z value, and then I just get the percentage that it's at between the end and the start, and I just get what value we're at. That way you can get a straight line like this. But I am adding the center volume to it. So here the center is 2 right now, which is like over there maybe from the bottom. And then I add that. I add that not entirely correctly. You assume the ray will always hit on that line. The ray will always hit the exit, but what I also do is I check the middle of the line as well. I check the entry and the middle of the line. But it's a little bit iffy, because for example, if you cast a ray that goes like over here, then off ray. If you cast a ray that goes over here somewhere, like that, then we pass the 0.5 mark. And in that case, you might want to check against this instead, right? Using the X against a hard like 0.5 point inside the voxel. But otherwise, if it exits over here before we reach that, then you can check the middle of the ray here instead. The goal is to make a smooth terrain based on the voxel's internal volume and its neighbors. Because the corner volume is based on the average of like this volume, that volume, that volume, and this volume. That's the corner volume. Area? Area of what? or volume? Neither. If you're thinking about mathematical terms, it's literally just when I say volume in this context, it means how full is the voxel. So if a volume, or if a voxel has a volume of 7, then it's full, right? But if it has a volume of 4, then it's got this much in it. And then when we check this corner, again, it checks this voxel, that voxel, that voxel, and then it also checks this voxel. And it checks all of their center volumes. So this one might be a 7. This one might also be a 7. This one is a 2. This one's a 4. Then this becomes the average of that. Assuming that none of these are like... Because we've got surface voxels and we have non-surface voxels. And a surface voxel, or a non-surface voxel, kind of needs to be treated a little bit differently. If we find a non-surface voxel, then that corner is set to maximum. Because a non-surface voxel is below the voxels and it's just full, straight up. Only surface voxels get this treatment. It might be rendered, because if you look here, all the purple ones are non-surface, and also well, yeah, that's pretty much it. But that's actually something that I'm gonna have to change later, but because it's gonna be like just a flat surface that's just sticking out on the mountainside pretty much, and it's gonna look really weird. But plus all the voxels right now are gonna be like this, like wow, 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 wow. It's gonna look really stupid. But that just means further code later. Anyway. We were down here, trying to figure this shit out. Exit UV. The green artifacts. What? Which ones? This is a lot of green. You mean these on the side? Or do you mean just this green here? The stuff that's not relevant are these pinkish things. That was an earlier attempt for intersection that I've given up on, and now we're doing green. Yep, the green is the intersection. That's where we intersect from this side. That's where a ray hits the voxel volume. Oh, you mean these small ones? Yeah, these are the midpoint. That's like you've got you've got this here. This is the where it exits, and this here, this is when it collides with like the midpoint kind of, and it obviously doesn't work quite right. But this works even less so. Like, black part is the issue right now. Alright, I'm doing this now. Only happens there. The exit, because that's the code that we're working on right now. Big black. Well, that didn't work. Just trying random stupid shit now. That ain't be working. Okay. There are absolutely non-linear curves involved. But I just removed it. Now we just have the triangle to deal with. I mean, I was adding the center based on distance to the center. Well, it ain't. Like, I was thinking that, let's see, now it varies a lot depending on just position. Previously, it happened... I think that's a bug. Bug within the bug there. But... here... not really sure why it would do this. What is this? CS test Y equals exit UV. This is midpoint UV. So over here, this is x0, and all the way over here it's x1. Voxel center is determined by the percentage. Yes. I get the direction to the center, and then I make a length out of it. And then I normalize the length. And then the way it did work was I took if we were like 60% to the center, then I took 60% of the center's volume, and I took 40% of the volume that we had found. Kind of. And that was the new value. And that gives you a curve to the center. Well, that's the voxel's volume in the middle, or like it's Y, but so I kind of really only In a sense, I kind of treat the volume as two-dimensional because I only use Z and X to really determine a position. And then I just check the Y on that position to see if the ray is lower or higher. Here, for example, the midpoint here is very weird. Hold on. Ray step Z. Is this even the one that we're looking at? It is... I think either of these are correct. Let's see if that solved anything. No. And let's stop changing the... Let's keep it just triangular. And now it's doing nothing. This might be correct. That might be why it's not showing anything. Not really. Center of 3. This should be X. Wait, we're not. Ain't something right here. This ain't good. This ain't whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. This is the Z. Meaning this should be X. X. A very familiar feeling there. But now that is where we are intersecting, or it's supposed to be. It's kind of weird. Anything else that's screwed up here? Looks all right now. that right? It's the directions of the ray are insanely confusing. But if we look down here, this is southwest. And the Z is negative, so that should be south. So let's try changing this to southwest and southeast. But see, now it gets weird because it's ignoring the center now. And the center is the main part of the volume. So now it's kind of just checking against the corners, which is fine, I guess. But ugh. The yellow is the midpoint, where it intersects the midpoint. And I think it makes sense. If we change the yellow to green again. That makes sense. I don't think it makes entire sense. Because now, in reality, this should be basically the same color. It should be monocolored because the height is this now. Like this. Yeah. More or less. But like this right here, this should be the same color as this, really. Because what we're supposed to get here is the height of the intersection. And that means that since this is now perfectly flat, it should just be whatever the height is. So this should just be like a perfect gradient for each side, really. It isn't. Obviously, what I could do for doing that is just getting rid of the mid section check, but that's the point. Isn't to get it to be smooth, but if it is smooth, that means that all the sides are getting the correct results for the current context of what we're feeding it. So basically, it's all wrong, what I'm saying. The weird intersections. I don't understand what the confusion is. This is the mid section. So when we have a when we have a volume in the middle, this is where we are checking the middle part of the ray. So this says center 3. So this is gonna have a central volume that's like this high maybe. And that's going to affect this side to look like this, maybe. Same on that side. And then it's also going to make this curve like that. And over there. Kind of. So, and then this kind of goes up over here as well after this. That. And here it goes down like this. So this green intersection here, this is if the ray travels like this. And it goes over here. And then when we check this, the center here, it's like, okay, yeah, the ray here at the center was lower than the this, and then that's when that renders. It's technically not really smoothing. Why? What else would you call it? I'm trying to smooth out the terrain by giving the voxels internal volumes and then averaging them out by their neighbors. Not just. I mean, I am doing that. But I am also adding adjustment based on the center or the voxel's own volume. And also based on the voxel that I exit into and enter from's volumes, because they... like, the volume is going to be circular, right? So it's going to affect everything around it a bit. I guess. At least from... that's a starting point. But I don't know. Not sure what I'm missing. Oh. It matches pretty well with the rest of the stuff there. But I don't think it should really change color like this based on where we're exiting or where we're entering from. Because it's just supposed to show the volume of where we're intersecting. So why does that change here? We should always get the same values. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really trust our algorithm. Still doing it there. Same, dude. Same. This is really weekend work, because then you can take like the Saturday to kind of get into it, and the Sunday to like maybe know what the fuck you're doing. But even so, it is really, really difficult. Maybe I should write the formula in like Google Excel, whatever it's called, Google Calc. That way I might be able to change the values and like see what happens. That way. That might be a better idea. I always do things nobody's ever done. And then I struggle. MATLAB? What's that? Get MATLAB. Access your campus or corporate license. Get a trial by. Yeah, probably not for me. View pricing. Standard use. 940 US dollars a year. Home. Okay, that's only 130. Maybe. Octave interpreter. Download. MS Windows. Huge. Well, I don't know. I think we'll probably stop there for today. I kind of want to write some comments for myself, but I don't know what the fuck to write. Like, what? Midpoint intersection is not the same color as the exit. We should be getting a flat gradient no matter the angle on all exits. Because that's really the core. Like, if we can get all of the exits and their midpoints to give us a flat, just a flat plane, then I think we're in a good spot to start adding the center. So I think that's the Add center back after all exits show perfect flat. New reverse intersection algo Bucky question mark. That'll have to do. I don't know what the fuck else to write. That'll have to do. My stomach hurts, and I think I'm just gonna go and chill in my couch until tomorrow. And I get some work done. Yep, that's what I feel like. Oh baby. Tummy does hurt though. But I was out in the woods lifting heavy logs all weekend. So I'm not too surprised. Yeah. That'll be it for today. Hopefully, my goal is to do this most of the weekend. Again. I want to do it on the weekdays, but we have to relegate it to the weekends for the most part, I think. Until my brain recovers. But until next time, thanks for hanging. Have a good night. Bye-bye.